Good evening. My name is Jeff Amber, and I am running for one of the seats on the Alameda City Council. I have lived for 26 years in the city, and I've seen a lot happen in that time, and I love what's going on in Alameda. So I want to stay and run for City Council and continue in the path that we are on right now. I have 4 priorities. The first one is going to be that we keep our neighborhoods safe. I think it's very important that we have good police, good fire, and good medical services, which is our ambulance service as well. Second is going to be that we have strong schools. We need to devote our time and effort to our youth because they are our future. Third is economic development. And when I speak about economic development, I'm talking more about our small business economic development on Park Street, Webster Street, the stations, and at South Shore. If anybody has seen South Shore, it's really nice, but it has a lot of empty spaces right now. And fourth, quality of life. And I had a hard time thinking what quality of life was because it's different for everybody that's out here. So for me, I define quality of life as the park that single parent can take their child to, or the Tai Chi class from that the senior can take at the Massachusetts Senior Center. As far as qualifications go, I have been self-employed for over 30 years in my own business. I've had several of them. I understand budgeting and I understand finance because every check I wrote was my own. I also did a short stint of 10 years in the city attorney's office in Hayward, where I got a chance to see a lot of great public service employees working under not the best conditions because of budget cuts. So I learned law there. That was actually my first real legal job there. I learned how to write laws and advise the council on policy issues. We also did a little bit of litigation, some dog bite cases, and that's where I learned my mediation and facilitation skills to help residents. There were 150,000 residents in the city of Hayward. Also, make sure I get it. Oh yes, I was on the Housing and Building Code Hearing and Appeals Board, and most people don't know that that board exists, but it is a chartered board, and we did work with the building official on a number of building type issues. And then finally, I was the council-appointed facilitator for the Sunshine Task Force. And that was an interesting experience because we had to go through numbers of different ordinances to try and distill something down that was going to work for Alameda as its sunshine laws, as we turned out to. And we were able to get a commission out of that. And
Everyone, I'm Marilyn Ezzie Ashcraft, and I'm a proud member of the City of Alameda Democratic Club and also a proud Democrat. I want to thank the club for all the hard work that they do. We have some wonderful active members. We have a newsletter that you all get online that I think is second to none in its format and how informative it is. And now we're running the campaign headquarters at South Shore, which is the nicest campaign headquarters I've ever seen. And anyway, it's an important year to be a Democrat and to get out. We don't have to worry so much in California. We have to worry in the other states. So do what you can to cross state lines and work to re-elect our president. But Tip O'Neill said all politics is local, so let me tell you a little bit about you. I grew up in Alameda, and back in 1986, my husband and I came back to raise our kids here. I should say I'm a product of the public schools in Alameda, Edison, Lincoln, and Alameda High. I got my undergraduate degree from UC Davis and my law degree from Santa Clara University. I currently work part-time as an arbitrator for the Better Business Bureau. And before that, when I practiced full-time, I did commercial litigation and also employment law. I did racial discrimination, sexual harassment, age discrimination cases. For the past 16 years, I have worked for the betterment of our city. Starting in 1996, I helped plan a campaign to build a new main library with some people who are sitting in this room, including Honora Murphy, Frank Mataresi, recently back from El Salvador, and a number of people across this community. It took us from 1996 until 2000 to actually get the measure on the ballot because we had to lobby some state legislation, but we did. The ballot measure was passed in 2000. The library opened its doors in 2006. Nothing happens overnight, but it happened. I was then appointed to be on the Alameda Hospital Board of Directors, And I was asked to run a campaign to keep this hospital open, and I did. We created a healthcare district. We worked with the unions and with people across the city, created a healthcare district. It is supported by a parcel tax. That was in 2002. It's 10 years later, and the hospital's still here. And then I've been on the planning board for the last 6 years, during which time we've done some very important economic development work. We're starting to take a look at Alameda Point and look to the future of Alameda. I want to preserve the wonderful quality of life we enjoy, but we need to plan for the future as well. And lastly, I'll just say I've raised 2 young Democrats. I have 21-year-old twins, Cole and Claire, who, when they were 16, were so privileged to be appointed by then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to be congressional pages, and spent their junior year of high school there. Truly a life-changing event. Thank you, everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jane Sobald, and I'm running for City Council. I believe that Alameda is facing 2 important challenges right now. I think getting the budget under control and jump-starting the renewal of Alameda Point are our biggest priorities. I think we have 2 goals that we need to pursue when we are going on these projects. We need to preserve our heritage, but at the same time, we need to secure our future. If our budget is controlled, we will not be in the position that Vallejo and the other cities that have filed for bankruptcy will be in. And that will help us preserve our heritage. If we renew and jumpstart the Alameda Point development, we will preserve and create an asset that will be available for future generations of Alamedas, and that will secure our future in Alameda. As a member of the Golf Commission for the past 7 years, I faced very similar challenges, and I faced them with the same kinds of goals in mind of preserving our heritage and securing our future. The Chuck Carica Golf Complex, when I came on, was falling apart. It had suffered from years of neglect, years of no maintenance, years of no capital improvements. And unfortunately, the city of Alameda was not in any financial position to help us renew the course. If something wasn't done about it, the course was going to fall apart and we were going to lose one of our important assets. That was going to be an asset that was going to be lost to future generations and an asset that all of us here currently enjoyed but wasn't going to be available to future generations. I led the effort to turn that around. First of all, a plan was advanced by a number of people to dismember our golf complex and then to turn over part of our golf complex to a developer. I led the effort to oppose that, and we were successful in convincing the City Council overstaffed recommendations to oppose that. I also championed a green golf operator to be selected, a bold and creative plan for the future. And from this, I learned many lessons. Investigate the facts, explore the options, embrace creative solutions, and engage the community. And if we do all those kinds of things, then fight for the plan that is right. As a city council member, I would bring those skills to the city of Alameda, and I believe that we can preserve our heritage. We can secure our future, and I will fight to see that we do it.
Good evening, everybody. I believe all of you have your work cut out for you tonight because there are, all of us, excellent candidates. So I know you'll make your best difficult decision, and Alameda will be better for it. My name is Tony Dasog, and I'm running for Alameda City Council. And let me begin with a story. And the story is this. Last year, there was a lot of controversy along Park Street because of the tree issue, the cutting down of trees and the lack of communication between City Hall and the public. The lack of communication wasn't just on that issue, but there were some difficulties in terms of how City Hall was interacting with the public in the year 2010. I'm running for City Council because I want to bring back the style of government where we're a small town. City Hall, City Council is working intimately with local residents. When I was a City Council member, I enjoyed holding coffee talk meetings. I enjoyed having town hall meetings where substantive policy decisions came out of it. But working closely with residents, working closely with advocates. So to me, what's important about tonight isn't just what you plan on doing as a council member, to which we will obviously speak, but also how you plan on engaging the public in moving our city forward. So I look forward to becoming a city council member, to strengthening the lines of communication between City Hall and the public, lines of communication between City Council and you, either Democrats or Republicans or nonpartisan members of Alameda. Now, the substantive things that I think we need to focus on are, first and foremost, we need to reform our pension systems. We're going to get into that into detail later this evening, but I want to say first and foremost that we can't do all the wonderful things that we want to do until we reform our pension systems. And there's a lot of detail to what it takes to reforming our pension systems.
30 seconds.
The second thing I want to make sure to do is we need to plan Alameda Point in a way that it's not done in a vacuum, that it's done out there in the far west end, but that we take into consideration the constraints and also the opportunities that we here in Alameda have. So in other words, when we do Alameda Point, we have to be mindful of the traffic issues. There will be substantive issues that I will address later on this evening, but those are at least two of the substantive items, Alameda Point and reforming our pension systems. But first and foremost, I believe what's important for any council member is to renew and strengthen the lines of communication between council and community.
Good evening. Hi, it's good to see new faces in this club. My name is Stuart Chen. I currently serve on the Alameda Hospital Board. 3-minute introduction. I'll give you a quick rundown of who I am and how I got to be here tonight. I was born and raised in the Philippines. God, 50 years ago. And I was born Catholic. Yes, I know there's a lot of, I want to dispel some of the rumors. I was born and raised in the Philippines, moved here when I was 17. I'm a Democrat, I'm also Catholic. I believe in a lot of the principles that our church teaches, but at the same time, I believe that there are some leeway for us as Catholics to pursue our own dreams. I'm not as good of a Catholic, I guess, as the church wants me to be. I believe in some of the women's right for women to choose. I believe in marriage equality. And I also believe not just women, anybody has the right to choose whatever he or she wants to. I'm married to police. So that in itself has kind of crossed the line of being a perfect Catholic. But I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in the Holy Spirit. But I do not believe in everything that the church teaches. I believe our democracy is more important. People's right is more powerful. And that's where I stand. Now, why am I running for city council? I just got elected to the healthcare district board. City council wasn't something I planned. It wasn't something that's calculated. It was just something that happened to be available. I've been supporting a couple of candidates to run for city council, and due to some twists and turns with events, I was asked to run for city council. It was a very hard decision for me. My wife is a very simple woman. She just wants me to stay home and take care of the kids, but I see this as an opportunity to serve and to give back. My kids were born and raised in Alameda. I've been in Alameda for the last 25 years, and I believe in strong public education system. I went to State University. All my kids went to public education and get one of the best education in the world. I'm so proud of my 2 kids. So I want to give back. It's time to give back. We talk about quality of life, but it's so broad and encompassing. What is quality of life? To me, school. I want to make sure that we have the school system to support the next generation. And this is one reason why I want to run. It's for you, and for me, and for my kids, and for your kids, and for your grandkids. The quality of life, to maintain this, so we can leave Alameda the same, hopefully in a better condition than we leave it. I want to run so that our parks will be here, the baseball field, the soccer field. I want to run because the hospital, I want to make sure the hospital, I'm a healthcare provider, chiropractor by trade. I want to make sure the hospital is still here.
30 seconds.
We face many challenges, but the hospital is now currently on solid ground. When I first got elected to the hospital board, we were losing millions. The first year, I think we lost a little over 1.5. Second year, 1.2. But this year, moving forward, our new fiscal year, we're expecting a surplus of $600,000. And I want to make sure I bring that same enthusiasm, same vigor to City Council and serve the people of Alameda. Thank you very much.